What are you doing today? I'm brewing a stout. G'day guys, Beer Healer here, and welcome to the shed for another brew day. It's an absolutely ripping day down here in Hobart, but it is quite cold, about 4 degrees, so what else do you want to be doing on a cold day like this than be brewing up a nice batch of beer? Today I'm going to be trying a couple of new different things just to show you. This is the first time I'm going to be making a stout, and it's the first time that I'll be getting my grains up around the 6.5 kilos in this little machine here to try and get that higher gravity. And also with my recent troubles with fermentation, I've got a little bit of a present that's been sent to me from the guys at NewEra Brewing. So I'll pull that one out at the end of the brew, and I'll show that to you as well. So I won't take you through every single step of brew today. We might just do a quick time lapse and you can check it out, but let's get brewing. One quick thing I will show you before we get brewing is the new recipe calculator in Brewie, which has come with the latest update of the software. So I've taken my Beersmith recipe here and I've plugged it all into the Brewie, and it's done a few calculations, and I'll just quickly show you how that works. Righto, so you can see I'm in the recipe section here, and I choose my Foreign Extra Stout, which I've created from scratch. And in here now you've got some options to be able to add different ingredients and fermentation steps and mashing and sparging, all that sort of stuff. So basically you've got your fermentable grains to start with, and then you've got your hops, and each of these elements in here are editable with the type of hop and the amount of hop, and then the time that you want to be using to put it into the brew and everything. Got the brewing part where you put in your mashing and your sparging waters and your different steps for the mash steps, and anything to do with your hop timings and all that sort of thing. And then fermentations, you can add that sort of stuff in there. I haven't bothered with this one because that's sort of outside of Brewie, but you can put that into your recipe. And then finally, at the end of all of that sort of stuff, it gives you a few calculations on what you're trying to hit here. So we're going to go for a batch size of about 19 litres, and we'll be hitting an OG of 1.056 hopefully. So just a real quick look at the Brewie recipe calculator here, but I'll do another video for Brewie at some later stage with a few more details around that. Take a little cheeky look inside the lid. Have a look at that dark looking liquid, looking sensational. I am really happy with my recipe in the Brewie right now for that stout. It looks awesome, and I just cannot wait to try that in a couple of weeks. As you may be aware, I've had a few issues with fermentation in recent times, and trying to get some consistent results out of it. And Gary from NewEra Brewing saw one of my videos and shot me down the old SS Brewtech brew bucket to have a muck around with and try and get some better results in my fermentation. You know you're getting serious in the home brew when you start buying stainless steel, because we know it's not cheap, but we also know it's awesome. And after having had a bit of a muck around with this morning, just cleaning it and just doing some reading on it, I'm really impressed with this thing. As you can see on the screen, it's really nicely made. It's got some great features of the tap and the litres on the inside that you can see there. And basically I'll hook this up with a bit of a blow-off tube into this container here, and we can get fermenting. I've stuck the sticker on the front here just to keep an eye on the temperature. It doesn't come with the bucket, but that's cool. That'll help me out as well. My dilemma now is, what do I do next? Do I go down the route of what I was originally going to do and create that fridge-based fermenter and stick with the plastic, or maybe do I pay the extra couple of $100 and buy the kit that goes on here and can manage both cold and warm fermentation temperatures? I don't know. I'll have a muck around with this one and see what the results are like. Maybe there's a hybrid that I can do there with this inside the cooling fridge or whatever. Maybe I get a second Brewtech bucket. I don't know, but I'm really impressed with this so far, and so hopefully this will make my stout taste absolutely awesome. So it's time to drain Brewie now, and you can see the liquid coming out of the back of the machine here and into my SS Brewtech brew bucket. So we'll take a little bit of a sample and we'll check the original gravity and just hope that we hit our mark in a second. Slightly off with my OG there, hitting 1.05 instead of 1.054. So we'll just take one final look at this great piece of equipment that's come from NewEra Brewing. So thanks again to the guys for letting me play with this. Got some great looking work in there. So all that's really left to do now sanitise the lid, and based on some advice from some other brewers around the place, I've hooked up myself with a bit of a blow-off tube setup to use with this one. So we'll let that go and do its thing. Hopefully it's going to be great. As I said before, probably didn't quite hit the OG, but that's okay. It's all about learning in here. So I'll set the Brewie to clean itself, and I might go and have myself a beer. So until we talk again in the beer healer shed or whatever, cheers to great beers.